Hi guys, welcome back to Rye Reviews, and after much deliberation and one haircut later, here I am with the best hit songs of 2017. It's finally here, I'm actually making it. Now, I'd actually been working on this quite a while back, and I had a list of songs from quite a while back, but just putting them in order, wow. And I love 2017. 2017 was the year that got me into popular music. I've said this multiple times, and there are tons of songs I have nostalgia for 2017, and man, looking at 2017 in retrospect, definitely some of my opinions have changed since my initial opinion on the song. So this is going to be a big old nostalgia trip. Welcome to the top 10 best hit songs of 2017 according to the universal metric of me. Number 10. I didn't expect this song to hold up for me. When I was re-listening to these songs for the year-end list to make these lists, I don't really remember thinking that this song was going to hold up. I was expecting 24K Magic to do more for me. And while 24K Magic is fantastic, and it is just a inferior version of Uptown Funk, but this song has a nice groove to me, and it's a song that I've heard legitimately hundreds of times between the radio and just in general listening to it. And honestly, this is a song I don't get sick of. And it's mindless flexing at best, but it's mindless flexing for his girl. And I'm not even gonna lie, this type of song shouldn't work, but it really works with Bruno's retro stylings. And anyone who doesn't like this song, I ask, why don't you like it? Because that's what I like. Number 9. Part of me feels like a lot of people are not going to like this choice. And are going to be very surprised and possibly offended by it coming from some things that have come to light. And especially how much I slammed Kodak Black in the last video. But I'm sorry. Okay, so let me explain myself. Cardi B has a good flow, in my opinion. I don't believe that Cardi B is talentless at all. In fact, I think she's quite talented at her flow. I won't say that Cardi B is an amazing lyricist or anything, but Cardi B has a weird charisma about her. And this is something that's been true of Cardi B ever since I heard this song, that her flow captivates me. One time, a few months ago, and this is what cemented this song on this list, by the way. Again, talking about re-listening to these songs. I heard this song just randomly a few months ago because she had her song Money, which was kind of an inferior version of this that I was into at the time. And I remember listening to this song and just being absolutely captivated by her flow. I couldn't stop listening. And that is what cemented Bodak Yellow on this list. The beat may be generic, but it's got enough energy behind it. And Cardi B has enough power and energy in her voice. That's the other thing that makes her interesting. She's not mumbling nonsense like a lot of artists, and she honestly has a really good flow, and I can't fault her for that. You gotta admit talent when you see it. I'm gonna put Michael Jackson on my best list for the 80s. I mean, yeah. Not saying Cardi B is as good as Michael Jackson, but when there's talent, there's talent. End of. Number 8. And speaking of good flows with even better beats, okay, so a lot of you guys are probably expecting DNA, and while DNA is a really good song, and honestly more lyrically impactful, I always liked Humble better than DNA. And honestly, it's just because of this beat. And you know who made this beat? Mike Will made it. The same guy who made 23 by Miley Cyrus made this. I'm having trust issues. Anyway, this song is pretty mindless flexing, but I do like some of the lines are clever and well written compared to some generic sort of flexing. I like how the opening line is about syrup sandwiches and crime allowances, and that he references Photoshop later on in the song. and talks about women using so much Photoshop to look good to guys. Not saying that's a bad thing necessarily, but saying that natural beauty is beautiful and that beauty standards are honestly kind of racist. And yeah, this is a good song. Some of the wordplay doesn't make sense, I'm gonna be honest. Kendrick Lamar is a great rapper, but he's a horrible singer, and sometimes his voice is kind of annoying, but... And I might actually prefer Pray For Me, but from 2018, but... This song is still fantastic, and on re-listen, it's dope. That's all I can say. Number 7. What, did you think that just because I played it at the beginning, I wasn't gonna put it on the list? The fact that Despacito was on this list and Havana isn't blows my mind. That's all I'm going to say. Havana was literally my favorite song ever in 2017, and it's not overplay resistant. Havana is kind of repetitive in retrospect, and this song I wasn't playing to death at the time, and now I'm listening to it, and it's so resistant to overplay. This song does not annoy me in the slightest. In fact, I find it quite pleasant and quite good as a summer song. I might prefer I Like It from last year, which was a bop, but Despacito has its own Latin flavor to it. I would say it would be the Smooth of 2017. And yes, you can butcher me all you want. I love Smooth. It's one of my favorite songs of all time, and I'm not saying Despacito is nearly as perfect, but it's still got that vibe to it. And this was tied for the number 1 longest running of song until Old Goddamn Freaking Town Road came and ruined that, but alright, I digress. But all the Latin instrumentation blends together really well. Daddy Yankee's verses is good. He's a good rapper. Luis Fonsi has a nice voice, and Justin Bieber is really unnecessary on this remix, and the original song without him is better, but this is the one that charted, and I wouldn't say Justin Bieber really ruins the song for me. He's just kind of there. Justin Bieber fits into the song pretty well because his voice is generic enough that he can fit into an EDM song or a reggaeton song. What he can't fit into is stuff like a Billie Eilish song or an Ed Sheeran song. He's just too boring for that, but he does fit into this song relatively well. And I always loved the part towards the end and the bridge, and I like the song. It's good. Although, don't translate the lyrics, it's kinda dirty. Just saying. Number 6. So, I know I was making fun of incoherent mumbling earlier, and I know I'm gonna seem like a big old hypocrite, but I'm sorry. This song has it. Post Malone, folks. Yes, I unapologetically like Post Malone. Hollywood's Bleeding, the album, set that in stone for me. The singles off that, even not the singles, Post Malone is more talented and versatile than I ever gave him credit for, and this was the first example of that. Just based on something like White Iverson, you're not going to see anything special from Post Malone. Unlike most people, I don't hate White Iverson, I just think it's kind of boring, and, it's kind of nice vibe music, but not much else, but this, such great vibes. I love the descending synth melody here and how it ramps up towards the chorus, and, Quavo's verse is incoherent as always, but it works with this song, and he just wants to be over with it. Quavo knows how to work this beat, but this song belongs to Post. And, the descending synth and some of the percussion over it, mixed with Post's delivery, it manages to be both relaxed and vibey and celebratory at the same time. I don't think that's a vibe that many songs have achieved. And while I loved Rockstar as well, especially on re-listen, although not as much at the time, Congratulations is the better song. And I must say that, I kind of overstated WoW. WoW is a fun song, but it's not nearly as good as Congratulations. Congratulations was definitely his best song until Hollywood's Bleeding came out. And then he released Circles, Saint Tropez, Hollywood's Bleeding, and Take What You Want, just to name a few. But, okay. So, this is still a great song. It's still great. I love Post Malone, and I love this song. Next, from something way too of the time to something retro, we have my number 5. I had to, I'm sorry. People this year complained about the song Sucker by the Jonas Brothers, reminding them too much of Feel It Still, and most people said it was inferior to this song. First of all, I don't think the songs have anything but superficial similarities in common. Second of all, I absolutely adore Sucker, but it did wear out on me at overplay for a bit. And I do believe this song does have the same problem. Sucker is honestly more coherent lyrically, and it's a love song. This isn't a love song, this is a song about rebelling for fun. And while I can totally get that sentiment, there are a lot of issues with this song. Not in the instrumentation or the production, it's tight, and honestly the song's short length doesn't even bother me, but what does bother me is the fact that the lead singer is singing about being in the 60s, when he'd been feeling it since 1966. Dude, you weren't alive in 1966. What? Like, my dad could say that, but not you. Yeah, my dad's old. Shut up. Anyway, and also, I have no idea what the 80s have to do with it other than cramming in an 80s nostalgia reference. And also, while this definitely does sound like a 60s song, it sounds like fun 60s. And I don't know, it doesn't sound like a rebellious song to me, but all that aside, when this comes on, I can't help but dance to it, and it's just so carefree, I can't even get angry at those small little nitpicks I just brought up. To me, if a song is bad or unpleasant, or a song I have issues with to begin with, its flaws become all the more apparent to me. But if a song sounds good and has a great vibe to it, I can let those flaws slide by. And I always thought this song sounded like Shake It Off. No, I'm not crazy. You hear that? Okay, maybe it is just me. But anyway, it's definitely better than Shake It Off, I'll give it that, although Shake It Off is a song I secretly love, but that's for another video. Next, number 4. I was honestly surprised with myself for putting this song on the list. This was one of the final cuts that I debated not even putting on the list, and when I did end up putting it on, it was only going to be on the lower half of the list, but I just slowly realized how great this song is, and it's coming from Selena Gomez, of all people. Never expected that. And by the way, I have absolutely no problem with Selena Gomez. I've liked quite a few of her songs. There aren't any Selena Gomez songs I can say I flat out dislike or have a problem with. It's just that she's really bland. She's kind of like Justin Bieber in that way, but she can be inserted into any song, and this is the perfect example of an EDM song that works so well. My favorite part has to be the chorus. This kind of has the Zed stylings of multi-tracked a cappella vocals, and Kygo is a great producer on this song. I don't really know him for anything else, but geez, this song is good. And not only is this song phenomenal, but even the drop doesn't bother me. And this is a chopped up chorus. And I think it works, which is honestly shocking when you think about it for a little bit too long, because this song came out in early 2017, and we were all still having whiplash from this. Well, how does It Ain't Me handle this better? Well, first of all, again, they're using it in the drop and not the freaking chorus. And it's not this reverb-saturated nightmare. And also, it's not choppy to the way. The production is fantastic on this song. There is some reverb going on here on the vocals, but it's not used in a bad way. And the percussion is kept to a minimum with the instrumental swell. And this really does do the best elements of EDM justice. And the choppy vocals don't even bother me. The song does have a proper fine chorus, and I can forgive it for that. So, if I have to explain why this song works and Gold doesn't, well, I don't know what to tell you. This song just sounds good. I like the acoustic guitars on the verses. Selena Gomez sounds phenomenal, which is astonishing, and honestly, the song is fantastic. Her best song since Falling Down. Somebody said it was her best song since Naturally, but if you go back to Kiss and Tell, although the album Kiss and Tell is great, the song Kiss and Tell is great, but if you go back to that, Falling Down is the best song. And The Heart Wants What It Wants was pretty great as well. Anyway, but Selena Gomez is not a bad artist. I'm not even going to go there. But also, I just love the phrase Dark Side of the Morning. It kind of gives me Dark Side of the Moon vibes, and not in a bad way. I don't mean the song itself, because, I mean, I don't know. Tell me if you hear Pink Floyd on this, but it's a nice lyrical thing, which I'm not sure if that was intentional, but I like it. I like it. Like that. Mindless Cardi B joke aside. Number 3. Oh boy. This is gonna be good. I've given Ed Sheeran a lot of shit over the years, and rightfully so. But looking back, I don't even think Shape of You is that bad. I can't remember if I even put it on my worst list as an honorable mention, but a lot of people hated this song, and this is a song that I only think is really bad when it's overplayed. Otherwise, it's decent vibe music and not much else, and this song has a fair number of issues, but honestly, everybody hates on Ed Sheeran based on this one song, and I'll be honest, I don't see it. Well, I don't care from this year's worst. Ed Sheeran has had a ton of really good songs, and he's incredibly versatile and multi-talented, and that's something to say, but it's just true. And that's just how it is, and Ed Sheeran has had a lot of different styles, and he can rap, he can do folk, he can sing. Pop, dance pop is not the genre that works for Ed Sheeran, which is why songs like I Don't Care and Shape of You don't work well for him. He works well when he's leaning into his pop, rap, or folk, rap or folk side, and it's kind of an odd combination. But, and another thing that Ed Sheeran is really good at in his own songs, which aren't painfully generic like Shape of You, is the personal anecdotal details. For instance, Dope. This song is painfully TMI. And yeah, it's about Ellie Goulding. Shut up. But we're not talking about 2014. I'll save my analysis of Don't for another video, but obviously Ed Sheeran is just someone I find incredibly versatile. He can do ballads, he can do this, he can rap, he even had the best verse on a Taylor Swift song that honestly wasn't very good, and I'm sorry, but I wasn't really expecting rock, but Ed Sheeran doing rock, and especially doing 80s U2 Joshua Tree rock, it worked. This song is absolutely astonishing. This song hits hard. Now, it's not a song I would necessarily listen to all the time, and I love how this song is distinctly Ed, and it's got some great instrumentation, and yeah, it's incredibly anecdotal, kind of like don't, but it's, instead of being about a messed up relationship, it's about his friends and his family from back where he grew up. And I love that. And they were poor, and he's brutally honest about it, and he doesn't mind. He talks about getting drunk and breaking his leg, and it's so good. And quite honestly, the chorus is the part that reminds me of U2. The soaring, well-mixed, slightly muted guitars on the chorus really remind me of more polished Joshua Tree era U2. And while I prefer raw, early war era U2, it's still incredibly pleasant on the ears. And Ed Sheeran's soaring vocals on this part really work, and even the verses are decent, although I do wish the verses lived up to the chorus in my opinion. And I don't know what a castle on a hill is. Is it an actual castle in England, or is it like a tree or a shed? Like, no one knows and no one cares. It could be entirely metaphorical. It doesn't matter. And he goes into painful detail on the bridge about where all his friends ended up, and it's quite interesting. But honestly, as much as I'm gonna take a look at something like U2, and it's definitely a vibe I get from this song, and I can give that all the credit I want, and I love U2. I think most people are gonna agree that Joshua Tree U2 is a good thing to replicate. It's kind of like sounding like the Beatles. That's not gonna be an insult, but you know what it reminds me of more? Yep. Well, Ed Sheeran should be writing about the summer of, I don't know, how old is Ed Sheeran? Let me Google that really quick, because I'm actually curious now. How old is Ed Sheeran? And lost them through the years. And here we go. Ed Sheeran, age 28. So let's see. 6 years old, broke my leg. So 28. He would have been born in 19. I can't do math. What do I look like? A mathematician? 20 years ago would have been 99, so 8 years ago would have been 91. So if he was 6, he would have been 97. And if he was a teenager, it would have been like 2004 or something. The summer of 2004, guys. Welcome to the new song, but in all seriousness, this song is really good, and people can shit on Bryan Adams all they want, but you can't take this away. But Castle on the Hill is even better. I get chills listening to this chorus. And if the rest of the song was as good as the chorus musically, I could put this at number 1 easily, but there were 2 songs that I honestly liked more. Number 2. I surprised myself with how high this song ended up. Charlie Puth. The guy who made Marvin Gaye and See You Again, which honestly isn't bad. And I never liked Charlie Puth, even way back when I wasn't listening to music a lot. I was on Pandora and I saw his album 9 Track Mind. I thought, man, that guy needs use some nasty plastic surgery. He looks so fake. And I never liked the song One Call Away or any of those songs that were coming up on my Pandora. But then this song dropped and I started hearing this on the radio. And it's amazing. And his follow-up, How Long, was good as well. His album was good. Charlie Puth is good. I'm not saying it's amazing, but there's got to be one of the best songs that he's ever made. And, it has really great build with the sparse acoustic guitar at the beginning and the bass on the chorus. And this song has a great groove to it, and it really is a diss track to a girl who dragged him around for attention, and that's a relatable sentiment to a lot of people, especially in the digital age. And again, Charlie Puth's delivery on this is just great, and not only is the song relatable, it's a deeply personal anecdote, and maybe not as personal as Ed Sheeran. It definitely has broader appeal than that, but I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. And these types of songs are, I don't know, usually made by girls. Like, I don't know, but people just kind of see these types of songs and think, oh, about girls dissing guys, and it's just kind of one of those things, and that you see all the time, and that's cool. And I'm not dissing that at all, but when do guys get the diss tracks at girls who've been mean to them? And guys deserve diss tracks too, and this is why Attention by Charlie Puth is so amazing. That and just the production and the way it sounds. Even that right there, his voice just cuts out, and his falsetto, and it's fantastic. I can't say anything else about this song that hasn't been said already. This is a fantastic song, and this is a song I've definitely revisited more than Castle on the Hill. And while Castle on the Hill is amazing, it hits almost a little bit too hard for regular listens, which we'll be getting to that in a minute. But anyway, now, in case you guessed this, I have a lot of honorable mentions for this list, so let's roll them before anything goes crazy. Okay, about 60% of the song is really great. The Chainsmokers and Coldplay work decently on this song, and the drop is kind of annoying, although it is kind of similar to the drop from Roses, but not as good. And at the end there's an electric guitar, which is really nice, but I do wish it was mixed more towards the front and not buried in the synth drop by the Chainsmokers. Honestly, I think all the good elements of the song come from Coldplay, and all the bad elements come from the Chainsmokers. Certainly an odd fusion, but I'm mostly positive on this song. I mostly like it. This song may be a headache, but I still like it. I like these like big anthems, which are just like all pumped up, and I don't know. It kind of gives me that vibe. It doesn't need to make sense. I can just, punch stuff while listening to this. That sounded awfully violent. I just like the flute sample, that's it. I told you the song was amazing, but it wasn't unique enough to win a spot on the list proper. But yeah, still a great song, so can't take anything away from Bruno. Until he wrote Please Me, good lord is that song bad. Wait for my 2019 worst list, it's coming. I can't believe this wasn't on my list proper. I remember absolutely adoring this song back when it was big, and more so than It Ain't Me, but on repeated listens, this one doesn't hold up nearly as well as It Ain't Me, and the drop is kind of clumsy, but Alessia Cara does really have a nice voice, and the song still is enjoyable to me. This was the first indication that Ray Strimmer didn't completely suck. And I really like this song. This beat is really sick, and the rapping's not actually bad, but I mean, I'll be honest here, it has nothing to do with the Beatles, but it's still an above-average trap song, and I'll give it credit for what it is. This song is just incredibly vibey, and I like that. I mentioned in my other video that this was a good meme song. I mean, it's a good song that was used in a meme, and I'll certainly credit this for being an interesting and experimental song, although it's not necessarily my cup of tea, but Childish Gambino just never ceases to amaze me, but I definitely liked This Is America more. That one hit a lot harder, both literally and figuratively, but I digress. I told you Justin Bieber can pretty much slot into anything, and this song has a nice drop courtesy of DJ Snake, and Justin Bieber's on it, and again, he's a generic enough vocalist that it really fits. Kind of like a song like Cold Water, which is good, and a song that doesn't really go anywhere, and it's nice. I like it. Told you it would be here. This song is awful, and not only is this chorus grating, but the more I listen to this, the more it just feels off to me. The syncopation on this song is just off. I don't know how to explain it. It's clumsy, and it's not catchy, and I don't know. I like Demi Lovato a lot, but this song is kind of clumsy, to be honest, and this is a song that feels like it trips over itself. It's like a bad Taylor Swift song, but I gotta be honest here. This was one of my favorite songs when it came out, and I told you, my nostalgia is absolutely going to cloud my judgment here, and I also made this an honorable mention on my worst list, so now I'm talking about the positive attributes of this song, which are the piano hits up to the chorus, and the bridge, and some of the vocals, and some of the lyrics. Okay, who am I kidding? The song isn't good, but, like, I do like the piano. But, again, it's clumsy, and the syncopation is awful, and the song actually feels like it's tripping over itself, and I just don't vibe with that. So, honestly, not a very good song. Probably should have been on the worst list, but nostalgia. The bridge is my favorite part. Next. I only like this song more and more the more I hear it. I don't know why. It's a really good song. I quite enjoy it. But we don't have rock stars anymore. Wah! Okay, that was a bit of an overreaction. This is a nice song and all. I like the Swampy production. I like Halsey's vocals, but why does it sound exactly like Needed Me by Rihanna? And I'm not kidding. Well, I said this song was good, so better shout it out even if it wasn't a song I'm ever crazy about. I liked this one a lot in its day too, and I still like the message of the song overall, but it seems odd that it's coming from Katy Perry. But I do like the muted piano and the production on this song, and it is a nice dance song disguised as social commentary, but I don't know how I feel about this, but I really related to the song when it came out, but now it just feels kind of cheap, and there are better songs that play to the same sentiment, so that's all I can say. Speaking of Katy Perry, funny story about this song, as awesome as it is with Pharrell on it and Big Sean of all people. This song was the first time I experienced copyright claims on YouTube, or copyright claims, and I remember early back in my channel before I started streaming, I stream on Periscope by the way, but before I started streaming video games, I would do videos of video games, and I uploaded a video of me playing Mario 64, and I had music on in the background, and this was one of the songs I was playing, and they claimed the video, not for gameplay footage, which I feared, because I heard that Nintendo was stingy about copyright, but for this song. And it made me like the song considerably less, but it's still good. Another one I liked a lot back in the day, and it's very fake woke, but I do like the piano and the production, and I'm just gonna be honest and talk about songs that I liked when they were in their time, and this is one of them. This song is fantastic, but it takes a bit long to build for my personal taste. I'm generally not into long songs that take forever to build. There are exceptions to that rule, but for this in general, I wouldn't say that, but it is still a very good song, and once it gets going, and I like it. It's good. Next is another song that I liked in its day. I still like this song, but now it makes me sad because she broke up with Liam, or he broke up. I don't know, but I still think it's a good song, and it was honest at the time, and I like it. Honestly, really shouldn't like the song too much. Speaking of beats that feel like they're tripping over themselves, what is it with Demi Lovato in 2017? Jeez. At least she made Tell Me You Love Me. But this song is extremely clumsy, but I heard it at an amusement park ride once, so I can't really hate it. Kind of like my dad with Hooked on a Feeling. I have to talk about this song for a bit, so, okay. Havana was like an amazing song that I absolutely adored when it came out, and I didn't have any sort of streaming service. I didn't buy the song. I had it on I would just play it on YouTube over and over and over. And then I finally got Apple Music, and I downloaded and streamed this song. I downloaded and streamed the remix of Daddy Yankee. That was mostly in Spanish. I adored this song, and I liked it enough that prompted me to check out Camila Cabello's album and all of her subsequent work. And yeah, I still will say that this is a very good pop song, but I love the piano, and the beat is a bit reminiscent of Same Old Love, but it's still nice, and Young Thug actually kind of works on this song, but you hit the bridge too early. There's only one verse. The chorus is repeated a lot at the end. The horns come in towards the end of the song, and there's actually some issues with it that I can see now, but more than any issues I might have with it, I could forgive that normally and put it on the list, but I'm just gonna be honest. I'd be happy never hearing this song again. Because of how many times I played it, how many times I've subjected myself to this song, mixed with overplay on the radio, I'd be less likely to pick this up and never be the same, and that's saying something. Camila Cabello is still an underrated artist, I think. She's had better songs since. I'm definitely a fan of hers, but this song is just, I don't know. But some great stuff going on in production. It's still a great song reflecting on Camila's heritage, and it's good. Also, I looked it up, and there is actually an East Atlanta. Did you know there's no such thing as South Detroit? Huh. Camila Cabello outsmarted Journey. Here it is, guys. The song that made my number one. And like I said, it's not even a song that I can listen to often because of how hard-hitting it is, and it's not even a song that I can necessarily relate to, but damn. Sometimes you just hear a song and it's just so powerful that it doesn't matter who you are or where you're from, and it doesn't matter even if you're a man or a woman. And I know I said in the attention segment that guys deserve diss tracks too, but even in 2017, when Attention was the second best hit of the year, women had the market cornered. This song is something else. I think we were all collectively shocked when Kesha came back to music with this song. The fact that Kesha even came back at all, and the fact that this song was a big enough hit to get on the year-end list, and the fact that this song showed off Kesha's raw talent that I had just never noticed before or paid attention to. I do like Kesha some of older songs, but it made me realize Kesha had potential and talent, and I actually quite like her. I like her attitude. She's incredibly fun and spunky. I watched her documentary, and the shit she went through was not okay in any capacity. And yet, she overcame it, and this is probably one of the best overcoming trauma songs I've ever heard in my life. If you want to talk about self-empowerment songs or overcoming someone who wronged you, this is the song you should go to. This is the song that every song should aspire to be. And as much as I loved Honestly by Gabby Hanna, and that song really connected with me when it came out, I gotta say that this song hits like a wrecking ball. And no, not like that awful Miley Cyrus song. And Kesha's raw vocals, the piano, the strings, and the build of this song. This song does take a while to get going, but the payoff is more than worth it. And while I have nothing else to really say about it other than just Kesha is amazing and this song is her best song ever, she's got some pretty great songs on that album, Rainbow. It's a pretty solid album if you ask me, but wow. Even the plotting percussion works on this, and the video is spectacular as well. I know I don't take that into account when rating a song, but there's not a single thing wrong with this song in my opinion. And any negatives that would be negatives in other songs are just washed away by how amazing the song is. This song is a spiritual cleansing. That's what it feels like. Honestly, was written for a pop audience, and honestly, the encore, too honestly, hits a lot harder than the song itself, but that was just called proper timing to me because of when that song came out and a situation I'd been in with my catfish. If you want to watch that story time, it's somewhere on my channel. But anyway, this song, had it come out when this happened, probably would have hit harder for me. But even without that, this song's spectacular, and no, I wasn't abused, but I was manipulated online and into believing someone, and this is definitely an aggressive song, but it's not a bad thing at all. And yeah, best song of 2017, Praying by Kesha. Kind of interesting that the best song is a slow, plodding song by a female artist about somebody having issues, and so was the worst song of 2017. Anyway, guys, that about wraps it up for the list, and thank you so much for watching if you've managed to stick this far. I'm sorry the video was so long, but 2017 was the year that got me into music, and I kind of had to talk about it in depth. So next project outside of, the 2019 year end stuff will probably be an 80s year. I haven't decided which year yet. Probably not 1983, because that's a very large undertaking, but probably some other year in the 80s. That will probably be my next project. And I am hoping to tackle stuff. And yes, there will be decade end lists for 2010s coming up, and I can't wait. I can't wait to do that. So yes, I'm back. I'm still going to be making videos, and I thank you so much for watching this and sticking with the journey in the top 10 worst hit songs of 2017 and top 10 best hit songs of 2017. Thank you for waiting for 2 months to do this video, and assuming you all get to see it and copyright doesn't kick my ass, thank you so much for sticking with it, and I could not appreciate you more. Thank you.